Right. My name is Katie Cox and I play for the London Lions women's team and Chelsea under-21s. I started playing football around the age of 7 and joined Chelsea at the age of 8 and had my first game then. Basketball I started at primary school and started at the age of 8 also. So initially I didn't actually start playing football and basketball first. I played karate and rugby. Rugby involves diving around in the mud and essentially that's what I loved, so that's what really got me into the football. When I was in primary school, everyone had a go in goal. I was going to be in goal either way, so it was always that thought, I'm not going to be the one to let in the most goals. That was my aim. And it would always be everyone line up on the wall, 2 team captains, and they pick who they want on their team. And it was always me and another girl who was always picked last. And it was that sort of feeling like, oh, the girls are last, they're not as good as the boys, things like that. But eventually, as I got older, they started to realise, she's actually quite good. So they were like, I would be the second pick, the third pick, and then eventually I'd be actually the team captain, picking the teams, which is quite like nice nod, saying, yeah, you're actually all right at this now. And I think I ended up, it was a primary school event, and I actually kept a clean sheet, and that was probably my first clean sheet ever, and it was probably the one I am most proud of to this day, because I remember making one like left-hand top corner save, which I'm still proud of to this day. Essentially, I just enjoyed stopping people scoring. I think that was like the main sort of driver of it. I wasn't all a fan of scoring all the goals and making those game-winning passes. It was more of making the game-winning saves and being that person at the back which everyone could rely on. It'd be very hard to pick one proudest achievement of football, but I think I'm definitely proud of being selected for the under-19 England squad. Also being named as a Champions League squad member for the Chelsea women's team is quite up there. My greatest achievements in basketball would be being selected for the under-16s Great Britain squad and actually captaining the squad that year. I think being selected for the London Lions women's team is also up there. To be even approached by London Lions is an absolute honour. I was very surprised, and not a lot of people get that opportunity, and to be offered that was a no-brainer. Like, this is something big, this is something special.
Katie Cox will check in for the Lions.
They support me as being a dual sport athlete, which is sort of my lifestyle, is what I need, and I'm very grateful for that. So, for example, they're quite flexible with my scheduling, and it's such a trustworthy environment, and I'm really happy to be a part of it. As a 17-year-old at the Lions, there's a wealth of experience within the whole team. I think there's so much I can learn from the players, the coaches, the staff members. The environment's quite elite. That's the word, that's probably the best word to describe it, is elite. Every session is a chance to learn from them, and every session is a chance to sort of better myself. The experience that they have in different situations and the experience they have off the court as well, I can learn so much from them. Like, there's so many different parts I can take from all the different players, and I think that it's an environment that's second to none. Being able to do football and basketball is very difficult. I think scheduling is super important and recovery is super important. A weekly schedule of mine would be Monday morning, basketball training in the morning, then go back to school, do some lessons, and then in the evening I'd have basketball training. Tuesday would be going to school in the morning. I coach some of the basketball teams at my secondary school, do my lessons, sort of session either in the evening, football or basketball. Wednesday's a football game day, and then I'll do some schoolwork in the evening. Thursday would be school day in the morning, coaching in the morning, either a basketball game in the evening or training in the evening. Friday would be go to football training in the morning, do some schoolwork while I was at Chelsea too. Saturday, occasional football game. If not football game, I'll have either a basketball game or football training. And then Sunday was often a basketball game or football training if I didn't have the basketball game. Pretty full on, yeah. So right now we are at Rich Chandler School, where I am studying my A-levels. I study geography and PE. So I do really enjoy school. As much of a nerd that I might sound, I do enjoy school. My favourite subject is geography, funny enough. People might think it's PE, but geography, I think about geography all the time. I honestly love it so much. There's so much in the world that associates with geography. Everything around you has something to do with geography. and I just enjoy it. Both my parents are PE teachers at this school. They've supported me so much through my sporting journey so far. I thank God for everything they do for me. I think they're probably my greatest supporters in life, and everything I do is sort of credit to them, and I wouldn't be able to do what I do today without them. The fact that they work here, it makes the communication so much easier with the teachers, and I do get a little bit more leeway than some of the other students, but I think it is needed at the level I'm playing at and at the sort of depths that I'm having to go into each subject in by myself, pretty much. Definitely with my sporting commitments, it does make school quite challenging. I think that the way I have to sort of catch up with lessons I miss is really difficult. I'm definitely in a different position than some of the students in my classes, but I don't think it's going to hinder me in any way because I find a way to get my work done, whether that's doing it on the train on the way to training or on the bus on the way to a game, things like that. I'm not going to say it's easy because it's definitely not, but I think I'm coping pretty well and I enjoy how I'm doing it. Here's a picture of me doing the table when I was in year 9, and here's my brother playing for the sixth form team when he went to the school. And then here is my dad coaching that sixth form team. In this sports hall, I helped coach the year 7s to the year 11s at the school. The way I got into coaching was through my parents. Both my parents are PE teachers, so I'm bound to be around PE and be around sports halls like this. In the mornings, I would come into school with them, and there would be basketball clubs in the morning, and I would always sit and just watch them, and I thought, why don't I just get involved? Why don't I try and help them out? So that's essentially how I got into sort of coaching them. I don't coach the actual teams, I just coach their skills and try and develop their IQ of the game and share my expertise, as well as teaching them things that I know and helping them enjoy basketball even more. So I play for the sixth form team. I'm captain of the boys team. I play in a under-19 boys league. We had a game last week against a school called Glenthorne, and I scored 11 three-pointers in the game because they just refused to mark me. They wouldn't contest my shots, and I don't quite know why. It was actually ridiculous. I'm the only girl on the team, and they had to get special clearance for me from the board of Surrey Basketball because it is a boys' league, so they're not allowed to play girls in the league. But I got the special clearance because I didn't have another school sixth form team to play for. So they eventually cleared me after some emails and some meetings, and I currently play with the boys' team. The other team will really underestimate you. They'll see a girl in, they'll warm up on the other team, and they'll be like, oh, what's she doing here? Like, why is she playing? And then as soon as they start playing, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's why she's playing. I've said it before, I wouldn't be the basketball player I am without football, and I wouldn't be the football player I am without basketball. There's so much things that can be transferred between the two sports, whether that's like physical skills such as like agility and reaction time, hand-eye coordination. Like they're huge in both football and basketball, especially being a goalkeeper in football. There's a lot of like mental skills and things like that can be passed on as well. So being a leader is a huge one. So captaining my country for basketball and then captaining the Chelsea under-21s team, I'm able to push my team in ways that they might not have been pushed before because I've been in different environments. From going away to different countries with national teams, it gives me a bit more of like a step and a bit of ownership about my own sort of self. I think my plans for the upcoming future is to represent the GB under-18s this coming summer for basketball, and attend the under-19 Euros for England, and also pass my A-levels at the end of this summer. That's really important to me. And then eventually start to drive as well. That'll be another point of mine to do. So I aim to continue both sports for as long as I possibly can, to the highest level I can. Eventually, yes, there will be a day where I have to pick. Balance is super important for development in both sports, and I'm just going to continue doing what I love.